Yo, what is up, my Nakama? So this is my last week of my ICU rotation. This final week, I'm on my week of nights, so I'm gonna take you all along to see what night shift is like in the ICU. These past couple of days, I've been trying to adjust to the night shift schedule by going to sleep at around 2 or 3 a.m. And today I woke up at around 10 a.m. and I got myself coffee and a good lunch. And then I'm trying to kind of organize around the house and my office. Eventually I plan to do like a 2023 medical school desk/office setup, so stay tuned for that video. I put on this new 6 sticker from ICU on my water bottle just to, represent the weeb community in the hospital. So yeah, as I mentioned, this is my last week of my ICU rotation. I'm specifically on the CCU, which stands for the cardiac care unit. So we take care of patients that are coming in after a myocardial infarction, or we're taking care of patients after a TAVR procedure, like an aortic valve replacement, or anyone in the hospital who has a complication and they're requiring more pressing needs or care that requires nursing staff to be kind of on a 1-to-1 ratio. But it's overall been a really good learning experience these past 3 weeks. Nights is gonna be interesting this week because I've heard it's kind of like the Wild West. I mean, we still have an attending and we still have upper levels that are gonna oversee what we do, but you are a little bit more on your own and kind of independent during the night compared to the day. But hopefully I learn a lot. Maybe I'll get let out a little bit early. I don't know if they're gonna make me stay the whole night, but regardless, I'm prepared to stay the whole night. And so let's get ready. So last night was my first night shift, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty rough. We had one of our patients code when he went to get a procedure done. So I had to do chest compressions for about 15 minutes, and we got resuscitation, but then afterwards, unfortunately, he passed away just from all of his medical complications. And then we had a lot of stuff happening on the floor, some complex patients, some unexplained medical problems, and it was just kind of a non-stop night. Like, as soon as I got there, all the way until 4 a.m. basically, we were on our feet, going from patient to patient, addressing the code that happened in the interventional radiology suite. And so, yeah, there's just a lot that happened overnight, and I wasn't exactly prepared for this type of night shift. I thought it could have been chill, because I assume patients are going to be sleeping overnight. But no, there was a lot of complications to address. And it was some difficult experiences for sure, but definitely some good learning experiences too, and just how to handle these types of situations and how to work with a team and how to prioritize which patients to take care of and what to address first. But, I'm definitely have more respect now for kind of the night shift team and what they do up there, because a lot of the times, you don't have the same resources that you do during the daytime, at least in terms of personnel. So hopefully tonight is not as bad as last night, but we'll see. I woke up about an hour ago. It's 12 right now. So I slept from about 3 to 11-ish. But yeah, last night was a little bit better overall in terms of how calm things were. But one of our patients who came in the night before was a pretty complex patient. They came in for bradycardia. They were found to have an anion gap metabolic acidosis and elevated lactic acid. And at the end of the day, we didn't really have a clear etiology of why she had a lactic acidosis, why she had a metabolic acidosis. And for those of you that aren't familiar with medicine, these values can reflect kind of end organ damage or hypoperfusion, meaning, not enough blood is getting to your vital organs. It can also be a sign of something called diabetic ketoacidosis, which a lot of type 1 diabetics encounter. But at the end of the day, she was a lot older. She had a lot of other comorbidities. And so we had conversations with the family, and the way it proceeded was basically, the family, at one point, they did want us to have kind of some interventions to keep her alive, with medications. But at some point, it got to the stage where she was having multi-organ failure, and we brought this up with the family, and eventually they decided to switch over to comfort care, meaning that, we aren't going to pursue more invasive measures to keep her alive. We'll let her pass comfortably. And, a lot of these things that are happening overnight in this ICU shift is nothing that was ever taught during our preclinical curriculum. I mean, you're not going to learn this in a textbook. You're not going to learn this doing UWorld questions. You're only going to experience this by being in the wards and observing your seniors and how the staff interact with patients and handle these situations. And I'm glad that I'm in the position I'm in as a medical student to observe, but also to kind of play a role in explaining to the family what's happening. Because a lot of the times nights can be really busy, and the upper level and the intern have a lot of tasks to do. So sometimes it is up to the medical student to keep the family up to date on what our plan is and what our steps are moving forward. But yeah, I'm learning a lot overall. It's certainly sad being in the ICU, but it is a very great educational experience from all aspects, not just from the medicine, but also the patient care.
We stretch time, we stretch life, we stretch time, we stretch life.
It's 2 a.m. right now. I got let out early by the overnight resident team. Even though I got let out early, it was definitely an eventful night. Some tough situations again today, but I'll just let you all know about that tomorrow morning because I'm pretty tired right now. Tonight is my last night of night shift. I just got this package in the mail. I think it's from anime One Piece sweater that I ordered a while ago, so I'm gonna check it out right now. Yo, this is sick. All right, it's 3:30 p.m. now and it's pretty nice outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and run outside for the first time in a while before my last night shift. So I'll get that run in, get some food in, and then head out for what might actually be my last night shift ever in medical school. So let's get it. All right, just got back from my run. I've been on a long journey of trying to train for a 5-minute mile. And during night shift though, it's a little bit tough to maintain a decent schedule just because my circadian rhythm is completely flipped. But I've been trying to maintain somewhat of a workout schedule with running and light calisthenics. So I'm just happy to get back to a normal routine once this night shift is over.
네, 대결을 시작하겠습니다.
You could live like in the Charlotte suburbs.
I'm out, guys. Officially, my last night of the ICU service. Actually, my last complete day of my 4-week ICU block. It is over. I am no longer returning to the ICU service, except probably during my intern year where they'll make me do some sort of ICU block. But overall, it was a fantastic 4 weeks, I think, for my learning, because taking care of patients in the ICU setting is a lot more demanding, and you have to be a lot more detailed focused because patients are coming in with hundreds of different problems and they have a ton of lines in place, a ton of maintenance things. They're on drips, they're on pressors. So you have to know a lot about the patient and a lot about the medications they're receiving and the procedures they had to really come up with like a comprehensive plan in terms of getting patients out of the ICU. But today is actually awesome because I got let out at 10 p.m. The residents kind of gave me their final blessing and let me have, this night somewhat off just because I'd been doing a good job, and they know that I'm transitioning back on days when I start my family medicine internship this following month. But yeah, I'll talk about kind of my overall experiences of this ICU service tomorrow morning, just because I want to go and hang out with some friends, since when I'm on night shifts and my schedule is completely flipped, I don't really talk to that many people. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.